Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to episode number 108 of the Unknown Games Podcast, a show where we talk about video games and our life here in Japan. My name is Adrian, your host, and I'm joined by my co-host, Alex, as always, for a wonderful episode. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
Sweet. It's good. I'm good. Just had dinner. I ate it super fast because I actually didn't we don't have any food, so I didn't want to cook anything. So ran out to the convenience and ate o'clock, and then
did you actually run out there? Actually run?
Well, not sprint, but I walked and then got some food, came back, ate it super damn fast, to the point where it almost burned my mouth, and now I'm here.
Well, I almost went to the convenience to get some what are these like honey butter chips or something, like potato chips?
Yeah, all right. I've had them before. They're pretty good. Yeah, fan or what?
They're all right. I was talking to a friend in the U.S. and they were like, apparently they cost $7 a bag or something like that over there.
Way too much. That's apparently if you go to New York, they have a Ichiran location open in New York. But it's $30 per bowl, which is
dude,
insane.
when people tell me about, oh yeah, I got some ramen over here in the U.S. I'm like, oh yeah, how much did it cost? It's like a $20 or something. You're like, well, that's good for you.
It goes both ways though. Yeah, I've paid extremely expensive prices for things that shouldn't cost that much. I paid $5 for KD for mac and cheese. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's that's way the fuck too much, right?
It's way too much. Yeah.
Yeah, but I miss it so much. I'll every now and then, whatever, sure, I don't care. But yes, it goes both ways.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's crazy, but yeah, I guess that's one of the things. Living in Japan, we've been here. We're used to it. We've been here for both 10 years for the most part, going on 10 years at least.
It's terrifying. It's
terrifying, right? We're now our adult life is passing into midlife. We're not gonna go there because that's too crazy.
Oh, we're not gonna go there because we're gonna kill ourselves.
Exactly.
We're too old. Yeah.
Well, you've technically already died. You're back. You came back.
I should just
you should have
finished the job. Really, yeah.
You had the chance, but now you're back. But yeah, welcome everyone to the show. If you're joining us live here on YouTube, go ahead and if you haven't joined, if you haven't left a subscription.
Left a subscription.
If you haven't subscribed to the channel,
go
ahead.
If you haven't left a subscription, and what's the other? It'd be make sure you like the channel.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. Like the channel and leave a subscription, but now the video if you enjoy this video, and then go ahead and leave a subscription to the video or to the channel. Man, I'm all crossed up, but yes, go ahead and do that.
You think you're having a brain problem right now?
I have one every episode, so I'm used to it.
Yeah.
And of course, if you're listening to us on iTunes or any Google Play, Spotify, any of that type of stuff, leave a 5-star review if you can, or just thumbs up, heart, whatever is on that platform, because they're all different in some way. But we would love to have some good feedback right there. And yeah, we appreciate that as always. Finally, go follow us. Follow us. Alex is looking at what are you talking about? Follow us where? You didn't say
No, you got to say it an even number of times, because you say follow us 3 times. That's follow, then unfollow, then well, that works then. Never mind.
Okay. We're good? Okay. Well, follow us on Twitter at UGP_cast, and then you can also follow us on Twitch, myself at NinjaTrixta, that's with an X, and then my co-host Alex at Route24, ROUTE24, that's the number. Don't spell it out.
Yeah.
There we go. So that's probably the fastest I've ever gone through the intros.
Sure.
Yeah, we did it. Now we're going to talk about some Elden Ring.
Okay, sounds good.
No, but before we do that, I guess we can talk about what. So, have you played anything new recently, or?
I don't know if I played anything new, but I've been playing video games. What I have been playing, so I've still been playing a little bit of the new Phasmophobia update, and I've also been yesterday rather, I was playing Hitman 2.
Why Hitman 2?
Well, because I don't own Hitman 3, and I never finished, I finished the main story of Hitman 2, and then they had, the season pass or whatever it was, expansion pass for the extra missions. and I never got the expansion pass because it was like 50 Canadian dollars for 2 missions, and I was like, that's way too much.
Oh wow,
So I
that's a
waited
lot.
for it to go on sale, and it went on sale as a weekend deal. So I bought it. So I was playing Hitman 2 yesterday. Yeah, it's not a very old game. I know three's already out, but I don't
Yeah,
own three yet.
I think three was what earlier this year, right? Like March or
Yeah, something like that.
somewhere around here. I know. I remember I was watching a streamer play it. It was actually, yeah, I mean, like you know how open that game is, so
I
it's.
love Hitman, the new trilogy. Those games are so much fun. It's so ripe for just dicking around. Like if you love like dicking around, those games are so much fun. Yeah.
If you've got the creative spirit to dick around, you
I
heard it.
like
You heard
cleared
it
a
here.
room. I went to like a parking garage. I found a car battery and I brought that car battery into a security room and I just like cleared the room by just hucking this battery repeatedly at people.
I mean, the game is
Yeah.
crazy in the sense that, like you just said, like if you want to do something, you really can just you can kind of just go in there and dick around and actually get the job done, right? And
Yeah,
get the job
ironically,
done.
it's so funny. I did an assassination by like bringing a fish, finding a fish in a sewer, bringing that fish, hitting the guy in the face with a fish, and then knocking him out and then breaking his neck that way.
And the
Yeah,
fact that they planned, that's really good game design. You know, just the fact that they plan for you to, they give you the tools to do whatever you want, but then also actually kind of guide you at the same time. You're like, hey, if you want to do it this way, you can. If you want to do it
yeah, or you
with
want to do it like
whatever,
assassination by fish, then you can do
then
that
you can
as
do it.
well.
Like it's
Yeah,
possible. You know, that's some
yeah.
good stuff. So. Hitman 2, I don't know what I've really been playing. I went back into Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. I'm at the very end, the last boss fight, like the last boss fight for Sora's story. And
Are you streaming that or do you just like play that privately?
no, I'm streaming it. So I took a month off for Halloween games, and yeah, jumped back into it again. That and Bloodstained, which
Right. Hmm.
it took me about an hour to reorient myself into the castle in Bloodstained. Like I was like,
Oh, yeah, I kind of forgot like the
yeah,
whole map. Yeah.
yeah. I was like, what was I even doing in here? What was happening? But
Yeah.
after I got back into it, it was a lot of fun. I think I did a boss fight or I fought somebody, but I'm 60% of the way to the castle. I did the boss fight. I did the like I guess you haven't explored enough of the castle kind of deal, which gives you a bad ending apparently. So
Oh, well, shit.
yeah, if you have less than I don't know what the actual percentage is. If you fight Jeeble or Gerbil, I just call him Gerbil. It's so much easier.
It's Jibo, but yeah.
It's Jeeble, but he's a gerbil. If you just defeat him, you know, kind of prematurely, then you just get that bad ending. But you do technically finish it, and I was like, yeah, this something was weird. So,
I mean, if you like that kind of game, like Metroid Dread came out kind of recently. I heard that was really good. You can check that out if you want.
yes, and I own a Switch now, so I can
You
actually
could
check
do
it
it.
out.
You really could, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely gotten great reviews. I've never played a Metroid. Have you played a Metroid before?
Honestly, no, I haven't. Like, I just haven't. I don't have any experience with Metroidvania games. I don't hate them or anything. I just haven't played a lot of them. Any of them,
You should
really.
get into. I kind of want to get into. So after playing Bloodstain, I do want to go and actually play actual Castlevania. You know, the collection just came out a couple
Oh,
weeks
yeah.
ago,
Mhm.
and then of course I do want to actually play a Metroid, and kind of just just see the originators, and actually play them because I love the music in those games. The music is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I heard Dread was really good. It's not too long. You could definitely knock it out in like 2 to 3 streams if you like. I think it's only an 8 to 10 hour game. So yeah.
really, okay, yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen a little bit of it streamed, but not a lot of it. So it's definitely worth a shot and doing that. So that's all. I think that's all we're really playing. I don't know what you're playing right now on stream. I remember you were playing. Crap. I was just looking at it last week. Oh no, it was the Chilla Arts game. That was
Yeah,
yeah.
so I did Chilla Arts for Halloween. I did Phasmophobia for Halloween, and I did last week I was doing Little Witch Nobita.
Yes, that's it. Little Witch
The
Nobita.
well, in early access, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Are you enjoying that game? I mean, it's
Well, I mean, I beat it. Like I beat the early access part
it's
of it.
short,
It's
right?
basically
It's
a
short.
glorified. It's like a paid demo kind of at this rate. So it's
Yeah.
like you get to the end of like well, whatever the content they have is like 10 hours, right? And there's like a note, there's like a little message. It's like, this is the end of the early access part. We hope you had fun. There's a secret for you if you can find it, and we'll see you next time. Like, okay, great, cool. So that's it, really.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I had a lot of fun playing that game when I played it for a little bit because I think they did. There is a demo, if I remember. I don't know if that demo is still up, but
There is a demo, ironically, but like the early access part of it felt like a demo.
It's about
to
the
me.
same. Yeah, you go through a
A
tutorial.
long demo, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The full version is coming out 2022. They announced at TGS. It's going to be out on three platforms: that's Switch, PS4, and PC. And they announced that the bosses, the ones that you fight in the early access portion of it, will be voiced. Actually, the whole game will be voiced, but the bosses will be voiced by VTubers actually from Hololive.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So
I
you can
think
check out
most of the game
like
is.
you just kind of hear what they sound like. Some of the characters, like, because I've heard them stream a lot. So I'm like, oh, I can hear that character. I can hear that VTuber in this character. But one of the bosses is voiced by a VTuber named Omaru Polka, and I think she nails that voice really well. I think she could be a voice actress. I mean, they all could really, but she does a really good job, I think, in the trailer.
Nice, nice. And for anyone who's wondering about Little Witch Nobita, it's basically a Souls-like game with a cute witch.
Yeah, and there's no melee. It's all, well, it is melee, but mostly shooting, really.
Yeah, mainly shooting, casting spells. She has her little, she has like a wooden wand kind of thing to kind of whack things every once in a while. But I think the best thing about that game is that if you've played a Souls game or Souls-like,
you can like get it. You feel
get
it. Yeah.
Yeah, they got all the movements really precise. I felt
There's
like
4 spells, at least in early access. One is like single shot, so that's kind of like just a normal like rifle repeater kind of thing. Then you have your ice spell, which is like a machine gun, like it fires have fast rate of fire, but kind of like a little inaccurate. And then you have the fire spell, which is like a shotgun, so short range, like really a lot of damage. And then you have the thunder spell, which is like a sniper rifle. It's like basically long range and just a ton of damage.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, once you get the mastery of the movement and just how those works, I think it's one guy who's doing this. So kudos to this one person.
I'll buy it for sure when it comes out. I mean, I bought it technically already, so I'll check it out. I don't think it'll be too long, but as a game, it's pretty fun. Yeah, I had a good time with it.
All right, there we go. That's it's what we've kind of been playing. I know Lost Ark, the beta for that is closed beta. It's going on right now. I got a code for that, but I don't know if I'll actually play it. I might. But it's happening. So I know a lot of people were kind of excited about that and streaming it. But yeah, Elden Ring last what was it, Thursday or something?
I want to say it was Thursday or something. Yeah, or something. Yeah, it was last week. Man, I don't know.
The weeks they just
So
fly.
they put out like a gameplay video. I think it was like 30 minutes or something.
It's a 15-minute, 15, 20. It's up there.
It's long, and then that's when you could pre-order it. Like it's on Steam right now. So it'll be on multiple platforms, really everything minus the Switch, basically.
Pretty much minus the Switch. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing to say they couldn't do it on Switch.
They probably could. I don't know. They just want to. Performance could be questionable, probably.
From the cloud, man, from the cloud.
Well, yeah.
It's just from the cloud. But yeah, they did put out this gameplay video, which this is the first time. I'm pretty sure like some of this stuff is what press might have seen a couple months ago or whatever. Mm-hmm. But this is finally, I think, the first we've all of us, the public, have seen of Elden Ring in motion, in game, running.
Yeah, it looks good.
And it looks good. It looks
good.
It looks like a Souls game.
Kind of. It really does. It's got a bit of a different, I want to say, color palette. You know what I mean?
It does. It does have I will say that there are definitely more color themes, like the palettes in there. They're pushing this kind of autumn palette sometimes with the gold, and you'll see in the forest it really has those just different colors, even in the sky. I guess in different environments you're going to see different colors, but
I like that though.
Yeah.
I feel like, for example, some people might love it, but for example, like Bloodborne has a very oppressive atmosphere, and it's just like the whole world is kind of like muted in a sense.
Yeah,
right?
it's dark. It's like black, red for fire, and then red, orange fire, and then that's it, gray.
Yeah,
and the moon.
Honestly,
it
fits. It's the world, really. It fits the world of Bloodborne, but
right.
Basically how Bloodborne looks. It's kind of dark and everything, so yeah. And this could be a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. And it does definitely kind of feel like a Souls and like a Bloodborne in terms of, I feel like the world and what they've kind of crafted. There's this huge, the huge spirit tree or whatever it's called that's in the background. You can kind of see it almost from anywhere in the map, maybe. But I just feel like, the scale is on point in this, and everything is just large and open. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of people are gonna have. I know a friend of mine just contacted me and doesn't really play a lot of Souls games or things. Like, yo, this game has co-op. You hopping in? Because I'm gonna hop in. And I was like, huh? You hopping into it? Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a hype thing. Someone asked me today if I'm gonna buy it, and I've actually never really followed the hype of Elden Ring. I've never like when it was announced, I was like, oh, that's pretty crazy, because it got announced like quite some time ago, actually, right?
Yeah, it's been
And I
around
was like,
2
oh,
years
that's
at least.
cool. I didn't really watch any trailers. I actually never watched the entirety of the gameplay preview. I was just like, okay, Elden Ring, it's coming out. It's good that the game is real. Um, so me, like personally, like I never really I haven't seen a lot of the promotional material or anything like that. But when asked if I was gonna buy it, I was like, probably. Actually, like, it's probably a very good game, and I'm sure it'll be fun. So as someone who likes video games, I don't see why I wouldn't. I was
Yeah,
the same way about Cyberpunk actually. I didn't follow Cyberpunk at all. Like hype wise, trailer wise, I just didn't really pay attention to it. When it came out, I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll buy it. I'm sure it's good, and I liked it. So
I felt
whatever.
like at least for Cyberpunk for me, I got more hype the closer it got to release. The more stuff
Yeah.
I started to see, and I was like, okay, this is cool. And then with Elden Ring, I was more excited with the R.R. Martin part of it, just kind of like seeing the story, and
He kind of wrote something that's not Game of Thrones.
that's not Game of
He hasn't
Thrones.
finished those yet, but yeah.
And but you can honestly you can see because he was mainly hired. They contacted him just to be like, hey, we need you just to do world building, and that's
Yeah, he
the
was a
map.
consultant on world building, right?
Yeah,
Basically. I don't know if he did the story. I think he
I
just did world building and maybe some of the basic
I
plot
think he
points,
did.
but
Yeah, plot lines, kind of world building, and I know he did the backstories. Kind of back references for the characters, which honestly, like in Sekiro, all those boss characters do have. They have a pretty good story. So this kind of reminds me of that a little bit. But this map is huge. I'm like, what are you supposed to do on this map? Like, seriously, this is. Some people have said like, yo, it's like Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, and
like that size, really.
it's at least it looked that big.
It looks huge as shit, though. I gotta say, like, this is the gameplay. Whether or not everything you see in that view is explorable, well, we don't know, obviously, but it looks really big.
Yep, yep. And what we do know about this, at least from the reveal, and we knew about this a little bit beforehand, were the summons that you'll be able to do. The kind of, I guess, either Persona or Pokemon, like you can catch them and use them. They showed that off here. There's a lot of different ones. They also showed off a lot of the magic, which people may or may not be using. I'm gonna try to find it a little bit over here somewhere. But the magic, man, dude, it's just like you can definitely tell the next gen, I guess, kind of the frills, the good stuff. It's there. Like I would love to play a magic
Yeah,
class.
yeah. These games are coming out on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, right?
Right, right.
So hopefully, performance-wise, it'll be good. What we don't want is a Cyberpunk situation where the games suck on the base platforms like PS4 and Xbox One, right?
Right, right.
We don't want that.
We
So
definitely
hopefully
don't.
this is targeted, like not targeted, but like performance-wise, it'll be a comparable, like it'll be a good experience, on all the platforms.
Right. Hopefully it'll be, and we do have the specs, or at least what they've released, and we're going to get into that too, because it is kind of interesting for some of the older platforms, and even like the current gen stuff. What they have written, it's not like it's a in-depth spec list, but it does kind of list what they are going for.
Yeah,
But
what they consider like the ideal gaming experience, right?
yeah, yeah, and we
Yeah.
can let's hop on over to that right now. Actually, let me just go ahead and hop on into that for a little bit because the specs, and I've got them up on screen, are well, PC. It's kind of ambiguous. Well,
PC is definitely the most ambiguous
it's
here because it's just like here's the maximum experience you can hope to achieve, but it doesn't have anything listed in terms of hardware. We don't know what GPU that is, right? We just
exactly. It's just the
so
maximum resolution,
this is
3840.
4K basically, yeah.
Yeah, 4K up to 60 FPS, which it's kind of strange. Like, I don't know why they wouldn't put like maybe up to 120, but I guess it's like, hey, just have it because you need a monitor. Like you said, you need a monitor to actually do that. If your monitor doesn't have 120, then Wait, no.
Yeah, but then at
Yes?
least
No?
like it could be up to 120, and if you don't have a 120 hertz monitor, then it just plays at 60 hertz. That's fine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
one thing for your hardware to not support it, but it's another thing for the game itself to not support it, right?
Right, right. And we also have HDR, of course, supported. Then there's ray tracing via patch supported, which it's not going to be an next gen game if it doesn't have ray tracing. Something's got to look shiny. Something's got to be reflective.
I bet you this game looks pretty good with ray tracing. I would imagine.
It has to. I hope so. I hope so. I think a lot of the physics stuff that they've added, it definitely breathes life into the world a little bit more. And then for the PS4, PS4 Pro, and PS5 specs, I think all of these are they all like really comparable, like Xbox and PlayStation?
Like the same. Well, okay. Let's take a look at the base platform. So this would be PS4 and the Xbox One.
Right.
I mean, so if you're watching the podcast right now, you should be able to see this on screen. But just in case you're listening, then I'll read this out to you. So the PS4 has a maximum resolution asterisk here of up to 1080p. So not the Pro, just the base PS4, which is obviously that's the max the PS4 can go up to. It's 1080p, right?
Right.
The Xbox One goes up to 1600 by 900, so that's 900p. So the Xbox One is coming in at a lower resolution marginally, I guess, 900p versus 1080p.
Right.
For the frame rate, though, both platforms are clocking in at up to 30 frames per second.
I mean, we've had this issue. This is the main issue with Bloodborne. For so many people. That game only runs at 30 FPS.
I suspect this is a 30 frames lock. I don't think it'll be dropping below 30 frames. If it does, then that super sucks.
We can only hope. I can only hope, right?
Yeah, I suspect this is a 30 frames per second lock. For VSync for both of these platforms. But basically, that's what we're looking at for the base platforms: 1080p on PS4 and 900p on an Xbox One. Once we move up to the Pro versions, though, this is where things get a little more interesting. So the PS4 Pro, if you have one, is going to be clocking in at 1800p. It's a little bit under 4K.
What the heck is that? Okay, a little bit under 4K. Okay.
It's not 4K. It's a little under 4K. And the Xbox One X is just 4K. It's just 4K. So the Xbox One X wins out on resolution here.
Okay.
And both of these again are at 30 frames per second.
Right.
So what to note about the PS4 Pro is that it's under 4K with checkerboarding. So it's in actuality it's actually less than 4K.
What the heck is a checkerboard? What the heck is a checkerboard? You're gonna have to explain this because there's probably some people going like, what is a checkerboard? Like me.
Checkerboarding is a rendering technique that allows underpowered hardware to put out a high resolution image. To explain it like really simply, it's actually only rendering half of a frame. Like for example, like every other pixel, so it's like a checkerboard. It's rendering a checkerboard pattern.
Okay.
And then it'll render like the other missing pixels separately, and then that is output as like kind of like a whole composite image.
So it's like rendering half of the image, right? Basically,
yeah, it's only
half
rendering like half of the frame at once. Yeah.
Okay.
It's checkerboarding.
Okay.
So what happens is it's like technically 4K, or in this case, technically almost 4K. But if you pixel peep, like if you look really, really closely, you'll see a really bad amount of jaggies, like really weird, not squiggly lines, but you can definitely see it in a frozen frame. In motion, it's definitely not as noticeable.
Okay.
You only see it if you're like really looking for it, but it causes textures to be a little more blurry. Edges aren't as sharp, obviously, because half of that edge isn't really there. But that's checkerboarding. So PS4 Pro is definitely like using checkerboarding and not 4K to get to 30 frames per second.
It
doesn't sound great.
Something about that sounds like just bad. Like it just actually does sound bad. Yeah. It just sounds bad.
If you have an Xbox One X though, you're looking at solid 4K 30, which is respectable, I guess. That's fine. Whatever.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's not until we get to the current gen platform, so that's PS5 and Xbox Series, where we get I guess better performance. So on a PS5, that is 4K, just period, not checkerboarding. up to 60 frames per second in performance mode. If you're playing on a Series Series S, you're at 1440p, which is what Microsoft said that console is meant for.
Exactly.
Again, at 60 frames per second. And then if you're on a Series X, that's just 4K at 60 frames per second. So those are basically even.
Which sounds like I mean, honestly, if I had to say which one I'm getting, obviously I don't own an Xbox, but I mean, they honestly, like the next gen stuff. If you have a next gen console, of course you're gonna get it on that. If you have a PC, of course you're getting it there. I will say, like the PS4 Pro, that one just hearing the stuff about that, like on paper, right? On paper
honestly that performance is the same performance that I got out of FF7 Remake. That's pretty much the same thing. It's a little under 4K and it's at 30 frames per second.
Okay,
it's playable. I mean, I beat the whole game. I like FF7 Remake. It kind of sucked coming, like I mentioned this many times, but like when I turned on my PS4 and I started playing 7, I was like, oh man, I can feel it.
Yeah.
But like 10 minutes in, 20 minutes in, I'm like, okay, I'm just playing FF7 now, whatever.
Yeah, and you can kind of see even in the gameplay. I don't know if they specifically show what it's running on or say what it's running on.
I think at the very beginning of that trailer it says on PC.
On PC, okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks great. And this is still a year where we did have the Demon's Souls. Was that this year?
Yeah, on PS5.
On PS5, which honestly does look better. Like, hands down.
Last year. That was
last year, right? It's last year, yeah, when it launched in November. It honestly, Demon's Souls does look better than this game, and probably even does run better. But at the same time, I gotta say, it does look nice. The textures, I mean, they are what they are. I mean, like if you've played a Souls game, it's going to feel at home. And I think what they've just kind of nailed is definitely just more world. We've got stuff up at the top of the world. So like when you're just on the surface, and then of course, if you go down to the dungeons, there's a whole just crap ton of content down there too. So exploring this with your friends is probably going to be pretty cool. There are invasion elements, so people can kind of come into your game if you have that turned on, and if you're brave enough for it. But
and you like getting invaded, you don't mind it or whatever. Yeah.
I don't know. In Code Vein, did you like getting invaded? Is that a feature?
It is a feature, and I never got invaded because the community on PC is tiny as shit. Yeah. Wait, does it have invasions? I can't remember. It has online, so you can call for help and have someone join you.
Okay.
I think it does have invasions. I can't remember, but regardless, it never happened.
Well, that's good. I mean, some people like it just because it adds a little bit of extra challenge in there. Some people hate it because, if you're doing some story content and it's on and you just get...
You're like, oh, I just want to fucking explore. What are you doing? Leave me alone. Yeah.
I get it. Yeah. So
actually, no, I don't think Code Vein has invasions. It has an invasion mechanic, but it's not a human player.
Okay.
But yeah, no. I mean, I can totally understand. Like I was the same way with Watch Dogs. Actually, I kind of turned that off because I was just like, I don't want to just like dick around. I don't want to like suddenly have to deal with a human player launching shit at me. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So,
but yeah. So that's Elden Ring. I mean, I'm hyped for it. I mean, there are a couple of extra additions for this game. I'm like skipping to the end of this little trailer that they had, but yeah, February 25th 2022.
That's like pretty soon. Yeah, that's not bad for us.
If you want the collector's edition, it does come with the steel art book. Is nice. I want that hard page. It's 40-page hardback art book.
It looks pretty badass. Yeah, that looks pretty sick.
It looks really good. Of course, digital soundtrack. You get a statue. Which
you'll probably regret owning in like a month.
In a month, you'll just be like, why? And it comes in this huge box because, of course, it has to house the statue too. So you're like, I'm okay. But
is the physical collector's edition only for console? Like the PC version's not getting that?
I assume the PC can, maybe, if they mail it to you. Have PC versions got physical editions before? Like physical
for FF14, yeah.
How does that work?
Basically, when you get a collector's edition for FF14, it's usually like a statue or whatever, right? It's literally just that. It's just like it's the statue and whatever bonuses, and then it's also like, here's your code. Like, here's go type this in, and you'll own the expand. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you have everything minus the game essentially.
Oh, okay. So it's basically, you still get the physical thing, and then you just... I mean, it seems like they could do that, but it doesn't... Well, I guess we'll have to see. I can go to the Steam page and see if there's anything there. The other,
Well, I mean, like, yeah, there's like a digital deluxe edition, but
yeah,
you
here's
know,
the premium collector's edition. You can get a 1-to-1 scale helmet
it's unnecessary, truly.
and the figure. So the helmet and you, no, sorry, the helmet on the figure is, they have a scale of that they'll give to you. I don't want to know how much this is going to cost. $200 probably, like
I'm gonna
250.
guess like 250 or something.
It's some crazy price, but
We also like, is that collector's edition going to be available, say in Japan? Like Japan might have a different package entirely.
That's a good
Actually,
question.
never mind. I'm on the Japanese website. It's the same fucking thing.
Actually, it looks like this is a store exclusive for the Bandai Namco Entertainment.
This helmet is the store exclusive. Yeah.
So
Japan is getting just the statue version or whatever. You get the art book and you get the statue.
You can't get this awesome helmet. Can't get that awesome helmet.
Yeah, I think the physical whatever the fuck edition, I don't think that's PC. I think it's console only. Let me see here. Yeah, it's PS4, PS5. Not even oh my god, it's not even Xbox. Yeah, so in Japan, if you live in Japan like we do, and you want if you want, they do sell the helmet edition here. Regardless, it's PS4 and PS5 only. If you own an Xbox or you want to play on PC, you can go F yourself, I guess. Not for you.
Oh man. Well,
that's funny.
Well, if anyone
also, it's lottery system. Not everyone can.
Wait, no,
can
not everyone can actually get this helmet.
Yeah, it's lottery system.
I guess there's only a limited amount in the world. So if you get your helmet, just know you might be able to sell it for more than you got it for.
Yeah,
it might be a good thing.
Yeah. Here's the thing about not Elden Ring in general, but just like new franchises like this. I understand the hype. I'm not trying to shit on Elden Ring or anything like that. If you're excited about Elden Ring, that's great, honestly. But I don't know who wants to spend like a shitload of money on a brand new franchise. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's unproven. I'm sure it's gonna be good, but is it worth spending like that much money for? Do you know what I mean?
It's
like, what if you get the helmet edition?
I don't know.
Sucks, actually.
Well, we know it. I have faith. I have faith in that team and the director and everybody. It's gonna be good. But I don't know if I just want a helmet. Like, you don't even know who this character is. You don't even know what this character does. Yeah,
exactly. Like, what do you hate this character? You know what I mean? Like,
it's kind of, yeah. I mean, the last time we really had a helmet was, of course, the
fucking Halo Master Chief or whatever.
Yeah, I said that on stream, and everyone's like, "You're showing your age, man. Showing your age." I was like, but that is the last time the freaking Master Chief helmet. But at least then that was Halo 3. You knew.
Okay, so the helmet edition is Yonman, 40,000 yen.
Oh, that is 400. 350.
Yeah, $400, right? So my point is like, Elden Ring's coming out. You've never played this game before. It's a brand new franchise. Who's gonna be like, yeah, I'll get a helmet. I'll spend $400. I'm, you know what I mean? Like,
I honestly, I can't tell you who would want that. But there's gonna be people who want it. There's gonna be people who want it just as diehard collectors, and people who are just like, hey, this is gonna be the ish. This is my one game this year. I'm gonna play for this year.
I guess if you're like 100%, you're 100% certain this game is gonna be the best game in the next like 6 months at least or something. You're so certain you're gonna love this game, and you're like, fuck it, $400, let's do it. Give me this helmet. I don't care what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for me, I'm just like, I don't know the character. I don't know the world. I'm sure it's a good game. I don't know if I'm gonna love it that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think this character was maybe one of the main pillars of the game or something, and that.
Yeah.
Now, I guess you're on this quest because they're gone from the world. Maybe you're trying to get them back. I don't know. But yeah, like, we don't know like 100% like, oh yeah, this is this character. We really like this character. I love this helmet. I need it. I want to wear it for Halloween and Christmas.
What if I hate this game, actually? You know what I mean?
What if I hate this game?
I don't want to look at my shelf and see that helmet and be like, oh fuck, what have I done? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why, like, if you go to Book Off, I'm sure you've seen this. You go to Book Off and you see like the shelves of like the limited editions, because obviously someone was just like, fuck, what have I done? This sucks.
They're like, I don't need this anymore. And I mean, there's plenty of material that they got here too. Of course, I assume that if this game does succeed the way they want it to, all the bosses will be, of course, have a figure of some sort. But then on top of that, all the summons that they have, the little, the enemies that you can kind of control and bring out, similar to like Neo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can imagine that they would go ahead and monetize that. There's plenty of money plenty of money going on in here.
I'm sure
but
there's gonna be. I'm sure we're gonna see like a lot of merch for this in the next couple of years. Yeah.
the merch is going to be living. But first, it just has to exceed expectations and meet.
What do you think? Is this game for sure coming out when they say it's coming out, or are you foreseeing a last minute delay? Do you think it's gonna be January? Like, sorry, 2 more weeks, please.
I think honestly we could have one more delay. So
it was
delayed
in the
actually.
cards.
It was delayed. I think earlier last month or this month or something. It was delayed from January to February. And then I think January is when they might be doing. There's a a network test happening somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But I think,
you think it's like February? It says 25th in Japan, but you think that's locked in? They're not gonna change that.
It's getting close. Like I
mean, just to say, like FF14, the newest expansion, Endwalkers, got delayed. They announced a delay like 2 days ago.
It's gonna be
anything could happen,
interesting.
Man.
Anything could happen. I think that if they do hit another delay, I don't think people are upset so much because unlike Cyberpunk, I don't feel like they've overpromised this game. I personally,
it's been quiet for such a long time.
They went silent. They did what they did. We just were like, is this game actually coming out? We haven't heard anything.
Like, yeah, it's real. It's real.
Yeah, and then the next time we heard something about it, it's like, hey, we have a release date. We're aiming for this. So I honestly feel like with all the stuff they've kind of showed us, how it's running, I feel like, hey, I will give them the benefit of the doubt that it will come out on the 25th because God of War is the next month on PC.
Are you getting that or no? You already played it, right?
Yeah, I've already played it.
You're not gonna you're not gonna get it again. Yeah.
I will get it again.
Oh, you will get it again. Oh,
I want to see this. I want to go back.
Okay.
I want to go back.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I guess that's Elden Ring for now. We'll definitely be checking back in on it once it's out.
Sure. In like what, 4 months?
In 4 months. Man, the year's almost over. Why?
Fuck, I don't know, dude. Yeah, 2 more months and then we're gonna be done. 2021.
I can't take
I remember when everyone was just like, "Oh man, like 2021, this is my year, baby." I'm like, "No, you don't know. It's nothing." The world still sucks.
Gosh,
yeah.
It's 2021. I was so hyped going into 2020 because it was like that year. 2020 was like, if you any kid of the 90s, like 2020 was the year everything happened. Like 2000 was something, right? But 2020, half the game world is like set in 2020 and stuff. Like, I was ready. I was like, this is gonna be a great year, man.
You're like your flying cars and your laser guns.
Exactly, man. Now 2021, we're sitting there like, man. Well, 2022, here we come. Along with whatever else may be the end of us, because in the news, Nintendo. I don't know if you saw this, but Nintendo's like at a meeting, I guess, or one of their corporate management policy briefings.
20XX, what is this, fucking Mega Man?
Yes, yes. The next Nintendo console release is penciled in at
the same day that Dr. Wily takes over all the robots. Yeah,
exactly,
okay.
20XX. Yeah. We won't even know.
Yeah,
we won't know when it happens. It's just gonna happen.
That's some Mega Man shit right there.
But they're still going to be going ahead with their software hardware strategy. Continuing to kind of do similar things that they're doing now, so nothing really will probably.
Oh yeah, it's 20XX. It's not 22X. It's 20XX.
Yeah,
so 20... it could be like 2098 or something.
It could be in the next decade, the next century.
No century.
In the next century, we will get the next Nintendo piece of hardware.
Because if it was coming out in this decade, it would be 22X, right?
Yeah.
But no, it's 20XX.
The Switch is here. The Switch is here like an iPhone. We'll get Switch 1.5, 1.75, and Switch 2.
That'd be so funny if it comes out in like 2040 or whatever. I don't know. No, obviously not. I mean, my real guess is that it'll probably be out. I want to say like 2024 is my guess.
Which even then, like going through that many Switch iterations,
old as
like
shit at that point.
Goodness gracious! But yeah, 2024. That's a good. Honestly, I think 2024 is a good guess for a full on whatever new thing is going to be happening. I think.
Yeah, because the Switch is still selling fine. To be honest, it's still selling great. We're at the end of 2021. I honestly don't think anything's coming out in 2022. They might announce something in 2023, and then we'll see it in 2024.
Okay. Well, if we think about it, we are at the LL edition technically.
In terms of like
The
refreshes?
size. Well, they always do an LL edition, right? And then after that, there's like the semi powerful, more powerful version, and then it's like a new console. So I could see like maybe that semi new powerful version may be coming out. 2023,
Are
2020,
you,
no,
you're talking
22,
about
yeah.
like in regards to their handhelds because they
To,
did the DSi and then the
yeah.
3DS. What is it?
Is it LL and
The new
XL?
3DS rather. Sorry. So they did a DS and then did a DSi, and then the DSi was technically a little bit better. And then you're talking about the 3DS and then the new 3DS, which was also a little bit better.
Right, right. And then there's the 3DS, whatever, LL, XL, whatever.
Yeah, in terms
Yeah,
of specs, I think the LL was the same hardware-wise, just with a bigger screen.
bigger
So it
screen.
actually had a worse pixel density because it was the same resolution but just bigger. So it looked blurrier, which some people didn't care about. But I was like, I don't give me a smaller screen. Yeah, but
We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
yeah, I don't know. It's like we'll probably see. My guess is 2024. I don't know about you.
I think maybe 2024 is a solid pick. I want to go 2023, but you know, my Switch will still be here. But EA apparently is thinking that NFT and blockchain games are the future of our industry.
I hope not. I really hope not.
They hope that the pyramid scam is real, man.
NFTs are just like I'd rather not. No.
It's kind of like that time that all the TV companies wanted to push 3D, what was it, 3D TVs to us. It was like, yo, 3D televisions, these are going to be amazing. You're going to watch movies in a different light.
Okay.
Sell
I feel like
us
3D
those TVs.
I feel like 3D TVs were obviously just like not as bad. It was a kind of a gimmick feature. NFTs I feel like are are bad rather, and not just gimmicky. But
They're just pure evil.
yeah, I'll take 3D TVs over NFTs any day. But
So apparently the way, because I had to look at this story a little bit, and I'm not going to go in depth about it, but apparently you have to buy a cryptocurrency type of some sort, of any sort. I don't know. Maybe there's specific ones, but you essentially pay for a game with the cryptocurrency, and then while you're playing the game, the items that you get. So maybe you earn some trophies. Maybe you earn a
yeah, and that's
award.
like your item essentially,
Yeah,
right?
that's your item, which you can then, just like
Sell
any
to someone or
NFT,
something. Yeah.
sell to someone else within that ecosystem. I mean,
Why would I give a shit?
this is literally like you could earn a trophy for platinuming a game. That is your platinum trophy,
And then you
you'd
can
be
like sell that to someone,
and sell it
right?
to someone else, right?
Which
And someone will buy it. And these trophy hunters will finally get their reward, the bounty.
yeah, I guess.
The
Or
bounty.
like, oh, here's my trophy. I'll sell it to you for whatever, like
There's
$500
probably someone who
or
would
whatever.
collect all the trophies just to say that they had all the trophies.
Do you personally give a shit about like trophies at all? Achievements?
No, I mean, me personally, no. It depends. If I really like a game, if I really enjoyed it, I would go for a platinum. Like God of War, I went for that platinum. I was like, you know what, this is I am enjoying this game so much that I want to continue enjoying it. But I'm not typically a person who goes for like these achievement trophy hunting. The
Yeah,
game is
I know people
difficult.
are
I need
like,
to go
oh,
back and play it
this
again.
was the worst achievement to get. I'm like, why did you get it? Like,
Right,
if it wasn't fun, don't do it.
I mean, it's one of those things. Some people, that's just how they play games, you know, and I got to respect that.
Yeah, no, I mean, sure, I get it, I understand. Yeah, I mean, if that's to you, that's the game, then I guess that's how you enjoy your video games. But
How you enjoy them.
I've never once been like, yeah, and you get the ding and you get the pop-up thing, and it's like, yeah, I
just
did it.
ignore
Like,
it.
I don't know, I'm like, oh, cool, man, trophy. I mean, for a while actually on the PS4, my notifications, including trophies, are turned off. So I don't even know when I get an achievement or a trophy. I have no idea. Like I just turn those off. So yeah,
Mine are on, I think. Yeah,
they're on by default. Everyone has them on. I'm pretty sure 1,000. Like
I've never
almost
turned them
everyone
off.
has
I've never turned
Everyone
them off.
has them
so.
on. I actually turn mine off purposely, so I nothing like when I play a video game. It's just like the video game. There's nothing even popping up. Yeah.
Dude, it's one of those deals. And then moving on, this weekend it'll be last weekend by the time this podcast comes out. Of course, League of Legends had their World Championship Series or Worlds, and I believe the Chinese team actually took first. Now, it was China versus 4 other Korean teams in the finals. So it was a pretty much kind of one of those long shot things, but they did do it. Japan did make it to Worlds for the first time ever, and they did okay. Apparently, it was like a 0-5, but they were there.
They were technically there, yeah.
They were technically there. That's a big step. You know, Riot Games came here, I would say maybe 4 years ago.
Also, esports in general in Japan is fairly new, I would say.
Right.
It's not as the culture isn't like as developed. Just a lot of legal issues, actually, legality problems regarding esports in Japan that stunt the growth of esports. So yeah.
Right. Which is, I think we talked about it on one episode, but it's kind of annoying. But this is, you know, it's a big step for them, and being able to be on this stage. Of course, with this announcement, or with, you know, Worlds this weekend, a lot of stuff also happened in terms of League of Legends, Valorant, and Teamfight Tactics are now available on the Epic Game Store. So if you want to, instead of downloading Riot's client for those games,
you can download Epic Games.
You can download Epic Games.
Does it launch through Epic, or does it launch Riot still? Like, it's one of those
That's
things.
a good question. I kind of want to know.
Because if you download Genshin Impact through Epic Games, it actually still launches the MiHoYo launcher. You're not saving anything.
You're not saving anything.
Yeah.
I hope this article kind of says it. That makes me a little bit curious. I don't believe it does say if you do or if you don't, but I would hope that you don't. But with every one of these kind of cross-platform things that we've seen with Origins and stuff, like it always just launches it anyways.
Yeah, like
you
if
know?
you buy a Ubisoft game on Steam, it launches fucking Ubisoft whatever, and then the game.
Yeah. Also, Jinx is coming to Fortnite, so
everyone is in Fortnite.
Dude,
apparently.
Fortnite has so many people. You can now see a League of Legends character get shot by Chun-Li.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it sounds like a few. You went back in time. If you just like went back in time and you're like, hey, get in the future, this is a video game. You're like, what?
Fortnite's, dude. I was looking at some of the stuff in there. It's just getting it's too stupid now. It's honestly.
What's the newest Fortnite crossover? Not like other than Jinx. I want to say there was a weird like crossover that I saw recently that I was like, why is this even a thing? I can't remember what it was because.
Here, let's check this out. So the current thing is something about being cubed. I don't know, something about cubes. But Venom is definitely in there from Venom and Carnage. There is some weird. What is this fish guy? Hold on, let me see if I can.
Oh, Chris Redfield. That's what it was. Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine. Yep.
Oh gosh, am I about to play Fortnite? Oh yeah. No, I'm about to play Fortnite.
Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine are now in fucking Fortnite.
Everybody's in Fortnite. I just can't do it anymore. There's too many people.
It's like, what is this stupid game?
Oh, they've got, you know, the actual V-Bucks, like legit the currency called V-Bucks.
Venom isn't for like, is this one video game has Chris Redfield and Chun-Li and Venom and
Storm and Magneto. They've got half the cast for Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah.
They can start it up.
Oh my god. It could be like NBC, except it's motherfucking battle royale with building. Oh
they
my
can
god.
do it. They can do it. And then finally, man, Dante's face just popped up on the screen. I was like, oh crap, Dante's face. There is going to be a Netflix anime for Devil May Cry that's going to be coming out.
Oh, another anime. Have you seen the first one?
I did not watch all of the first one. I watched probably about the first episode.
That was like, what, 15 years ago or something?
Yeah, it was a while back. Like, the PSP was still out when that happened. Like,
yeah, there's a DMC anime a while ago. I actually never finished it myself
I think it's only like 6 episodes. Well, no, it might actually be more.
I watched like 2 episodes, and I'm like, this anime's okay.
It's okay, yeah. It's one of those things. But this one's being done by the awesome people that did Castlevania from Netflix. So one of their better studios that they work with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And apparently they literally had to go out the way because we had the announcement of Chris Pratt as, of course, Mario, and then as Garfield. I think Garfield,
love how
he's some other world too.
Chris Pratt is now a meme on the internet. He's like voicing everyone. Like, that's the joke.
And it's
Like Chris,
it's half true apparently. It's half true. But yeah, the director or the producer was actually just saying like, yeah, I can confirm that Virgil is in it as well as Lady and of course Dante as well.
Of course Dante, yeah.
But jokingly adding, I can confirm that Chris Pratt won't be voicing any of the characters.
Right.
Just this, you just got to make sure you say it. I'm honestly, Ryan Reynolds, he does everything solid.
Ryan Reynolds, yeah.
Yeah, Pikachu.
I liked it. I liked him as Pikachu, yeah.
Detective Pikachu. That was it.
Oh, Chris Pratt.
He's.
I wish he had like jokingly like stirred the pot a little bit. If he said like, I can confirm Chris Pratt won't be voicing any of these characters. As opposed to
that would have been dirty. That would have been dirty.
He won't be voicing any of these characters.
Dude, everyone would have flipped out, being like, "So he is."
Yeah.
So he is in it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Yeah. I mean, hey, he's. I guess the man's making his money. He's making bank.
Sure. Yeah. Whatever. I mean, you're gonna watch the Mario movie, right?
Probably.
I'll watch it.
I'll probably watch it.
I'm sure it'll be fine. You know what I mean? I'm sure it won't be terrible.
I still think the theory is that it's basically an isekai. I still think because the original Mario,
Chris Pratt gets sucked into the world of
yeah,
Mario, and
because
he's like, it's a me Mario.
Yeah, how is the original Mario voice actor actually in the movie? Like they have to work that in feasibly. Like so, Chris Pratt is playing a Mario game, or all of them are, and then they get sucked into the game, and then they start living it for some reason or whatever. But then they have their natural voice. Yeah,
we'll
right?
find out. Sure, I guess I'll watch it. I'll watch the movie. There's no reason for me not to. I'm not like anti the idea of it, but yeah, we'll find out. Because it's animated, right? Which is fine. That's
it's animated.
If it was live action, that's completely. I mean, that would be totally different.
Yeah, it's animated, so it's all good.
Yeah,
it's all good. But yeah, I guess that'll do it for us for this week, episode 108. Remember, you can go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I got that right.
Yeah, and then why not like all the other videos while you're at it?
Yeah, go like all the other videos. We've been putting up. I've been putting up some Pokemon Unite shorts. You can go ahead and look at those. Those awesome plays.
Yeah, at least just look at them. Just give them a little.
Just help us out.
Look.
Just help us out.
Look.
We ain't making money yet.
Yeah, you don't need to maybe just watch like 80% of the videos. It's fine. It's like a 30-second video. You have time to spare.
Just give us a little bit. It's a 30-second clip. 8 seconds is not much out of that. Not much at all.
You know what? We didn't talk about Apex, but I guess that's fine.
Oh snap, we didn't. You wanna talk about a little bit about Apex?
It's fine. Apex is fine. New season started. New map is really, really big. Ash is an okay character.
Dude, I
didn't get the feeling that Ash is overpowered or anything as opposed to Seer at launch. Ash is fine. A lot of people not many people I think like the map, but I feel like it's probably just a weird growing pain kind of phase. The map plays a lot differently. For starters, yeah, it's huge. Secondly, huge. Loot is kind of weird. So
so I played it the first time yesterday, and I could honestly feel where every map ended. So you can tell when the jump ship is going across, you're like, this is where Kings Canyon is finished. This is where World's Edge finishes. And then you look and you're like, this map's still going.
It's a pretty big map, yeah, and obviously I think this is just part of it being a brand new map and not all the players knowing where the loot spawns are. But definitely feels like the loot is more spaced out, and the way of looting I think is a little bit different. So you're probably aware that there's spiders and prowlers on the map, right?
Which people do not like.
If you kill them, they drop loot. So they'll drop healing items, they'll drop ammo, and they'll drop gun attachments, right?
Oh, okay. Okay.
I definitely feel like you should be using these creatures to loot up faster. So I've actually landed in an area and gotten decent attachments for a gun. Let's say one scope, a blue barrel stabilizer, and nothing else. So no stock or anything, right?
Right.
I just kind of go to the next area. I just kill 4 spiders, and boom, I have a purple stock and I have a purple barrel stabilizer, and it really, really helps.
I will say I did see a lot of. So when I was playing yesterday. I did see a lot of loot out in terms of certain
on the ground, right?
On the ground. There's certain loot that you find often, but I couldn't find scopes. I couldn't find a 2-4 scope to save my life. I couldn't find
just go
a sniper
kill prowlers.
That often.
Go kill prowlers, and that's where your scope will be.
And I guess those are represented by the dots on the map. I guess those are Prowler Nest or something. But yeah, I mean, like I played Ashe, and she definitely doesn't seem overpowered because her stun grenade takes forever to get to you. I think
It's so slow.
I,
Yeah.
I think that you have to use it close quarters or something. I'm not, or preemptively. I'm not even sure because it doesn't
I've
arc
used
down.
it.
It doesn't
Yeah,
arc
you
down.
use it preemptively. You can deny. You can throw it at a door, basically. So basically, it makes them they can't
They
go through
can't.
that door.
Yeah. I did that
Yeah.
in arenas and I was like, okay, this kind of works. But her portal is it's a long distance you get to travel, and your teammates can come if they want. But in theory, I think that you're either closing a gap. I'm not.
You're
sure.
using it to close the gap, ideally, or you can also use it to escape.
Escape.
I guess.
Yeah.
We used it to escape pretty well. We were trapped inside of a house, actually, and our Ashe basically just shot the portal through the window.
Right.
And that's how we got out. So
I'm curious to see how she plays on the other maps, specifically Kings Canyon, because she's gonna zip from Market to that one area outside of Market.
So you mean you're talking about salvage?
Salvage, yeah. I think her almost puts her at the bridge part of Salvage.
If you're standing on the roof of Market, maybe take you. Yeah, maybe take you.
You might be able to get there.
If not the bridge to Salvage, it'll be like those outhouses kind of things.
The outhouses, yeah. Which is really nice. Honestly, that's super nice moving on that map. It'll be kind of interesting to see how that kind of works. Even for World's Edge, I think it's going to be nice. Olympus, man, I forgot Olympus is even a map anymore, but it's there.
But yeah, the prowlers are kind of weird for sure. We've gotten third-partied multiple times, and I say that in quotation marks, where we're killing prowlers, and then a team shows up.
Oh.
And we're like, oh no, those are humans. Shit.
Yeah, the prowlers, they do. I don't think they changed them too much from when they ran the Halloween event or any of the times that you did face them or in Bloodhound's place, because they take a little bit to take it down. Like,
yeah, it's like three bursts from a hemlock or something like that.
Yeah.
But we were like farming prowlers for loot. We were looting prowlers essentially, and then this team just dropped in on us. And we're like, oh fuck, we have to go fight this human team now.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this new map, how people get used to it, because we had a game where people did the same thing, where they jump all in the same spot, right, and then whatever the hot zone is, and then next thing you know, we finish looting wherever we are, and there's like 7, 8, 9 teams left on this huge map.
Yeah,
I was like, where do I find them?
You're traversing for quite some time. Yeah, you get to use the gravity cannons to kind of
those are cool.
That distance,
those are cool. I like the sound they make.
Yeah, they're fun. You can punch a prowler into a grav cannon and it'll shoot the prowler away. It's pretty funny. Yeah.
That's cruelty. That's cruel. Yeah. That's wildlife cruelty, man. You can't do that. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
All right.
Yeah. So that was a little bit of Apex. We'll probably check in on it next week as well. I know I'll be playing a little bit of it tonight and some more of it this weekend. I said I was done with Apex for this season, and I played it, and I was like, okay, you know what? This, Ashe, she's not OP or anything. Honestly, Revenant feels a little bit better sometimes, but I think she's kind of suits my style a little bit better too. So
I like Ashe. She's a good legend. I can see myself using her every now and then for sure.
She's cool in arenas because you get to see her face like 3 times.
Yeah, so much Ashe. Yeah, if you're
so
an Ashe
much
fan. If you're an Ashe fan.
If you're an Ashe fan, you can see her holographic face. You can see her picture.
See her up there in the HUD. She's talking to you. She's the announcer. She's on your team. She's talking to you that way. Yeah.
It's just full of Ashe. Ashe to Ashe. But yeah, that'll do it for us this week, everybody. Please have a great week. Don't go to sleep.
Yeah, don't fucking sleep.
I was thinking about daylight savings time. That is happening.
That's the name of the episode. Don't go to sleep.
Don't go to sleep.
There's no context. It just says don't go to sleep.
Just don't go to sleep. We got a title. So yeah, don't go to sleep. Stay safe, and we'll catch you next week for episode 109 of the Unknown Games podcast, where hopefully you are awake.
Unless you're still sleeping,
yeah. That's it.
All right. Sounds good.
See you, everybody.
All right. See ya.
Wow.